Hey, welcome back. I'm Eric Franklin with the Fort Hood Garrison Public Affairs Office.
And I am another co-host, Corporal Kyra Pearl with the 3rd Armored Corps Public Affairs Office.
And I am your final co-host, Samantha Harms with the Garrison Public Affairs Office. And you are listening to Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast.
All right, we have some visitors from the First Cav Country in the office today.
We love Cav Country.
We do. I
First
do.
Cav's always on the podcast. We love having them on.
I don't know why we don't have someone from the First Cav that comes up here every week.
I don't know. We got to get with them on that.
We got to work on that. Sir, could you go ahead and introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Colonel Chris Kirkpatrick. I go by CJ, and I'm coming into the First Cav for the 4th time down in 2nd Brigade, 1st Cavalry Division, the Blackjack Brigade.
All right. Do you mind if we call you CJ?
Please do.
All right. Where are you originally from, CJ?
So I'm originally from Kansas, but I've been in the Army 22 years, so I'm not from anywhere anymore.
Oh, my God. I'm from Kansas.
Oh, where at?
My dad retired at Leavenworth, so
okay.
I went to Lansing and then ended up at the University of Kansas.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm way down south in Winfield.
Oh,
south
okay.
Of Wichita.
Yeah, nice. Awesome.
Were you ever stationed you weren't stationed at Fort Riley, though, right?
Never been stationed in Kansas.
How does that work?
So I had a friend in high school that I went to, and he went to the University of Kansas, and he ended up joining the Army, and he's like, I can't wait to go and see the world. And his first duty station was Leavenworth, and he was like, I'm pretty bummed about this.
I grew up in Fort Hood and Killeen, and I joined the Army, and I was stationed at Fort Hood 4 times, and it became like, oh man, I'm home. It's not fun. Let's go on because there's nothing else going on here.
Well, I got to disagree because it is fun. I've been, I think I've been at Fort Hood for 10 years prior to this. So closest thing we have to home is Fort Hood. We love coming back to the great place. So it's good to be back.
So tell us just a little bit about, you're just now coming onto the Blackjack Brigade, correct?
Yep, been in command for about 100 days.
Okay.
Wow.
And how has that 100 days been for you?
It's been phenomenal. I mean, the Blackjack Brigade just has an incredible history. It's an incredible organization. Arguably one of the most modern, most lethal brigades in the Army with the M1A2 SEP tank that we have. We've upgraded to the Joint Light Tactical Vehicle, the JLTV. Just a lot of modern equipment. The soldiers are excited to be on. And the spirit and the esprit de corps of the 1st Cavalry Division is just awesome every day. I mean, it's an absolute gift and honor to command the Blackjack Brigade.
Okay. And so for you, being able to, were you in the back? You weren't in the Blackjack Brigade before, were you? Or
no? So I was assigned to. I was in the 1st Brigade, Iron Horse Brigade, for 8 years early in my career, and then I commanded at the battalion level in 3rd Cavalry Regiment.
Okay. And so for you, being able to spend, almost half of your military career here at some point here at Fort Hood, how have you seen the changes just within the 1st Cavalry Division?
So it's awesome because the 1st Cavalry Division, both has changed and never changes. So it's changed in the sense that, the new equipment, the new missions that I've experienced over the years in the 1st Cavalry Division. It's always exciting. I mean, we're at the forefront of modernization for the Army. But what never changes is the cavalry spirit. I still have the same Stetson I've had for 22 years.
Oh, wow.
Still have the spurs I earned as a lieutenant in 2-8 Cav down to 1st Brigade. So that persistent tradition and kind of that just special sauce that makes the 1st Cavalry Division a special place has never changed.
Okay.
That's awesome.
You mentioned modernization and a lot of other technologies that stuff that has changed in the within the 1st Cavalry Division and the Blackjack Brigade. What's been going on for you guys? What type of training have you guys been up to over the last 100 days?
Sure. So, the Blackjack Brigade, just being as modern and as lethal as we are, we're just prepared to do whatever the nation asks us to do. So over the last 100 days, we've really been focused on crew level proficiency. So we shot gunnery out at the ranges here at Fort Hood. We've been making a lot of noise over the last 90 days.
Knocking my pictures off the wall, but that's okay.
Sorry.
Sounds
Goes all
of
night.
freedom.
It is sounds of freedom.
So 81 tanks, 127 Bradley crews qualified, all 18 Paladin crews. So we are absolutely lethal at the crew level. Been training hard to be ready for any mission.
So I know that a lot of some of your units are out there at NTC doing some training. How is it to be on the cutting edge for the Army with some of that cutting edge technology?
Sure. So yeah, going on at the National Training Center right now is Project Convergence, which the division is at the forefront for the Army doing that. The 1st Cavalry Division with elements from the newly organized Division Cavalry Squadron 17 Cav, and then parts of the Iron Horse Brigade are out there. So they're absolutely testing new ideas for the Army, how to best link sensor to shooter. From how we're able to observe the enemy, and then how we're able to achieve effects with the enemy. So it's a great experiment, and what better organization to do it than the 1st Cavalry Division to work on that for the Army.
Okay, we'll bring it back here closer to home real quick. The holidays are coming up. We have Thanksgiving coming up, and then we have what's after Thanksgiving? What's after Thanksgiving? I forgot.
Christmas and Hanukkah and.
There's
so many holidays that happen in the coming weeks.
She's had her Christmas tree up since the day we came back from Halloween.
Yeah.
So
yeah, November 1st.
It keeps getting closer. I mean, you could shop for Halloween, Christmas, and Thanksgiving starting in August.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like.
We love the holidays.
but with the holidays quickly approaching and Mariah Carey music on
starting
on the
radios.
Yes, it has.
For you, how is it? What is the message, or what is it? What does the holidays mean for you?
The thing I love about the holidays in the Army is you get to do it two ways, right? So there's the Army is a family, Blackjack Brigade, 1st Cavalry Division is a family. Thanksgiving will on the I think on the 22nd of November across all the dining facilities on post. We'll celebrate Thanksgiving as a family, as an Army family. And then get to say goodbye to soldiers. Oftentimes over Thanksgiving, they head home and celebrate it with their other family. So it's like double the fun. In the Army, you get to celebrate the holidays twice, once with the organization, and then let soldiers have the opportunity to go spend some time with their families. It's just a great time.
And so, I looked at when I was reading ahead, and so you've been in the Army. I just realized how old I was. I came in the Army before you did, and it doesn't seem like it was that long ago. I came in 98, and what is this, 2022 now? So that was like 5 years ago. Either way it go, it was a long time ago. It was in the late 1900s. That's what I like to call it.
He loves dating himself.
I do. But for you, so just being able to continue this legacy for yourself, how important was it? Was your family's military service involved with why you wanted to join in the military?
Not a terribly military family. I had an uncle who retired as 11 Zulu, so he was a infantry sergeant major when he retired. A couple grandparents served in Korean War and World War II, but not a strong tradition of military service. But the Army's given me so much, and to date myself a little bit. I mean, 22. Time's weird in the military.
Yeah,
right? It feels like it's been 22 years after PT, after physical training in the morning. But other days, I still feel like I'm a lieutenant. I mean, the time goes so fast, and every day is just so much fun getting to engage with soldiers and train.
I think when I look back at my time in the military, I got out in 2014, and I contracted overseas because I loved soldiers. I liked being around soldiers, and I was just like, oh man, let's go do this. And then I was contracting overseas in Iraq, and I said in 2018, I said, oh man, I want to go be a news reporter. Wow, most of my life is just
a roller
wired
coaster.
hair. Yeah, it's just like, oh man, this seems like it'll be a good idea. It was an idea, wasn't a good idea, but I do believe that it brought me back to Fort Hood, and it brought me back to being able to be around soldiers. So for me, I totally get it. Like I think back to as a private when I first came in the Army, and that's that same excitement that I think I take with me every day when I get to go out and I get to go play in the field. Because Sam, she's like, I don't want to go out, and if there's anything that has to do with the soldiers out there in the dirt, she's like, I don't want to go out there. I was like, oh, send me, let me go, because I like it. Like it's exciting, and I think to be able to stay here at Fort Hood and be home and do it every day is amazing for me.
No, absolutely, and I think that's the best part about the job, and I talk about some of the modern equipment we have, and when we talk about things that have and haven't changed at Fort Hood, the other thing that hasn't changed is just the phenomenal quality of soldiers that we get from the American public, that we get to borrow and safeguard, and absolutely the best part of my day usually doesn't involve a meeting. It involves talking to some soldiers or being out in the field with them.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask because you guys, you've been in for a while now. With the holidays coming up, are there any things that you have noticed that might make it easier for soldiers who haven't been in that long, who are maybe dealing with their first time away from family, maybe can't go home to see family, anything along those lines? Yeah,
so I as a unit, we obviously do try and do what we can, particularly for those who may not have the leave time or can't afford to go home. To make it as special as we can here. We'll have some leaders actually on Thanksgiving serving turkey down in the Roosevelt dining facility in 3CR's area. Beyond that, we also try and engage with, this Fort Hood community is great. So there's so many resources that the greater Fort Hood community and our good neighbors provide. So we spend time linking soldiers in with that stuff because there's a lot of giving hearts around here. So we creating opportunities for them to fly home out of the goodness of some donors' hearts, different opportunities to provide gifts or just experiences that we rely on the community for. So we can do all those things, and we spend a lot of time doing it because it matters.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So I think really only other thing that I would have is for people who are going to listen to this. We have some people who go back, we'll get an alert about a episode that aired 2 years ago, and it was like, oh, why is someone just now listening to this episode? What? It's okay.
Some people got to catch up,
They do.
We got a lot of episodes out there.
We do.
They got to wait for the holidays.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why I can see that. Yeah. But so sir, what would you tell people who are listening to this either now for the holidays, and then just when they hear it in a year or so about the cool things that the Blackjack Brigade and 1st Cavalry Division are doing?
So, you mean like what we're doing right now?
Just in general, just the modernization of the 1st Cavalry Division and the Blackjack Brigade.
So 1st Cavalry Division throughout this entire year in 2022, with multiple operations and training events, have really been at the forefront of Army modernization. We've also been having a really good time. Just about I think it was a month ago on the week of September 13th, which was the 1st Cavalry Division's 101st birthday.
Yeah.
Had a big division cavalry or 1st Cavalry Division celebration here on post, which was awesome.
It was.
Had a great time.
General Richardson was on a horse.
I was going to say, anything that involves a cavalry charge, we're there for.
Yes.
Tiny bit of controversy. I'm pretty sure Blackjack actually won the competition.
Oh.
But I leave that with the referees.
Oh, boy.
But so, we've been having fun and also modernizing. So, the 1st Cavalry Division and the wider installation, it's just one big family. The calling it the Great Place isn't an exaggeration in terms of the units that we have here and the way that they stick together and row as one team is a great experience to be a part of.
Okay,
that's incredible.
And then just for the holiday season, what message do you have for what would you like to impart about the holiday? Are you going to stay here for Christmas, or are you going to go home to? Well, he said home is here, so. I guess he is home for Christmas.
Home is wherever my wife and kids are.
That's the answer. That's
the right answer. That is the right answer. All right, sir. I don't have anything else. Sam, do you have anything?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Do you have anything
else you'd like to share with us?
Sure. As the holidays come up again, we're super excited for soldiers to get out of here and go spend some time with their families because we ask them to work pretty hard, so if they get a chance to play, we want them to. I personally am going to go skiing with my family.
Oh,
where are you going to go?
I'm heading up to Whistler in Canada.
Oh. We'll talk after this. I love Canada. Oh, my God.
Big fan of skiing at Whistler, yeah.
Yes.
So we're, creating those opportunities for soldiers and making sure, particularly in the Blackjack Brigade, as many as possible get out of here. We really reduce the requirements around the holidays to make sure as many soldiers as possible can go spend time with their families or go skiing or go on a cruise or whatever they want to do because they've earned it.
Okay. Absolutely, they have. Well, we would love to thank you so much for coming on the podcast with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Samantha and Eric, for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Your Army Digital Garrison app is a great way to explore your community. With expanded features, including access to an app library, MWR Travel Services, and American Forces Travel, the Digital Garrison provides direct access to installation-specific news, information, and alerts. Find local dining options and events. Browse great shopping deals at Your Exchange, Express, and ShopMyExchange.com, and the Commissary. Search for Digital Garrison in the App Store to connect with your installation and community. Powered by the United States Army and Your Exchange.
Let your voice be heard at BOSS.
What's BOSS?
BOSS stands for Better Opportunities for Single Soldiers and serves the single service member community, active, guard, and reserve, as well as single parents, geographical bachelors, all U.S. military service branches, and foreign service members assigned to the installation. The BOSS program is based on quality of life, community service, and recreation and leisure. As a member of BOSS, have a voice in how you live, how you spend your leisure time, and how you support the community around you. BOSS membership and the program's available leadership and project management roles also will enhance your promotion package. For more information about how you can become a BOSS member, visit our website at hood.armymwr.com.
Oh man, Sam is always leaving us. She makes us do all the work. Not just playing. She doesn't make us do all the work. She does do a lot of work behind the scenes that everyone doesn't get to see.
Still, she did cut out early today.
She
So
did.
I mean,
I know. I mean, I'm just saying. But I can't be mad. So I have no real segue into traveling soldier today, other than it's getting cold.
yeah,
It's
very
getting cold. And everywhere that I want to go now for the rest of the year, I'm like, do I really want to go there?
Or would I rather be warm?
Yeah, would I rather just stay in and drink hot cocoa with marshmallows, the big marshmallows, not the little ones.
The size is important.
So see what I did there? No, but anyway, so we have Blair Dupree in the building today. She's over there quiet. She doesn't want to talk to us. So what all happened this month? Where all did we go this month?
Well, our design editor, Chris Hawks, went to the Texas Renaissance Festival, and then Sam went to the 6th Floor Museum in Dallas, and then I went to the Fort Worth Zoo.
The zoo. I love zoos. I think zoos are cool. So tell you a quick story about zoos. Like I have quick stories about a lot of stuff.
Yes, you do.
But they're always fun. Or the side story. I am terrified of giraffes because
Why?
They're the best.
I was in Africa one time and I was chased by a giraffe and it terrified me to the point of I don't like giraffes anymore.
You said,
I
let me
live
get to
for
the
that.
story and you'll know why.
Yeah.
That's a story. We'll have to talk about that story off air. But
Yeah.
just know, I don't know if you know, giraffes can run extremely fast.
Yes, they can.
No, sir.
I just showed him a picture I took at the
They're
zoo
so
of a giraffe.
cute. I love
Giraffes
giraffes.
can run super fast.
Well, yeah,
They
they
have
can.
such a noodly little neck and such a big head, and they're so tall.
And you think that neck, it's like, oh, it's not stable. No, that neck.
They fight each other by slinging their necks up against each other. That's how they fight.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but you would hate this zoo because they've designed the enclosure where they can walk right up to people and they're like at eye
That's
level.
so cool.
Yeah, that you can feed them little lettuce leaves that they sell there and
Okay,
stuff.
look, as a short person, certified short person, that is so cool.
Yeah,
we
me
get to be
too.
the same height as a giraffe.
Exactly.
We got to see eye to eye.
long of the short of the giraffe story is we were out on a safari and we seen a giraffe and our guide was like, everyone get in the vehicle. And we were like, it's just a giraffe. And
No.
he was very adamant that we all got in the vehicle right now. So we did. And he's like, he speeds off. Next thing we know, we hear the giraffe shaking the trees as he's running through the trees. We look back, this giraffe is cutting the corner. Like we see his head first, and then it was like it's on a gimbal. You just see his head, and his body just comes around, and it's like, oh man, we gotta go. Like I didn't know what was gonna happen, but ever since then, I've been terrified
Okay,
of giraffes.
actually, this is making it sound like a giant. You know what I mean? Like I've never thought about the
Giraffes are giant.
perspective
They are.
on the ground. The perspective. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah. So, zoos are fun. I love going to zoos. Coolest zoo I think I've ever been to was actually in Baghdad because we got to see the zoo when the zoo keepers just left one day and the zoo was open and you saw people walking out with animals that were in the zoo.
Oh my
Fun
goodness.
It it was a great zoo experience.
Well, I don't think you can take any animals.
Yeah,
from
I
the
don't.
zoo.
I don't think
No.
you would want to.
Not legal.
No, and there's several I don't think you would really want to.
That's a good point.
A giraffe isn't exactly a good house pet. You
At
know,
all. At all. But yeah, I know I haven't been to the Texas Renaissance Fair, but I have been to Renaissance fairs before. I have a bunch of medieval garb, I think is the way that they use
Wait a
their
minute.
dress.
Renaissance. That's the one where people dress up in like fantasy characters and
Yes.
fairies and knights and all that fun stuff,
Yes.
right?
and eat
it's
turkey legs.
Turkey legs,
huge.
yes.
Turkey legs that I don't think come from real turkeys because I've never seen one of those in a
That is a
store.
good point. They are gigantic.
Well, those big old turkeys that that gentleman was talking about at the Colleen food care, the 24-pound turkeys.
Yes.
Oh yeah, one of them legs came off of that.
Oh, wow.
I guarantee you.
Yeah. Has
Oh
to
yeah.
be.
I feel like it's more comforting to think that it's fake. That's a gigantic leg.
Yeah, when you look at it and you hold it, it's like, oh my gosh, why is it so big?
Yeah.
It's only one leg out of two.
Then what else? You said, the sixth
Sixth
floor.
floor. Yeah.
Yes. So for those who don't know, that is the site that is near the site where the former president, the late president that was assassinated, John F. Kennedy, was killed, and it's the book repository. Yes, repository. So you can go up there and you can learn about the history of what actually transpired that day, or what we know of what happened that day. I've been up there. The last time I've been up there was probably 4 or 5 years ago. And I know, like, if you ever go up there, if you're ever in Dallas and you're in Daly Plaza, they have the X's on the ground where they believe the shots came from, or where the shots landed, and where the former president was actually passed away at. And it's pretty cool. They keep that area really nice. I think if you're up in that area, there's a lot of other stuff to do in that area. Within walking distance, they have Deep Ellums over there. They have the West End. There's a lot of stuff, but if you like history, that going to the sixth floor repository would be great.
Speaking of history, it sucks that our history buff isn't here to talk about this. I'm sure Dako would have so much to say.
Oh, yeah.
He keeps skipping out on work just like Sam.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I don't know what they have going on.
I was
that
going to say,
have
they
to-
probably were both like, you know what? We're just going to let them do it
It was
today.
a coordinated attack.
Yeah, it definitely was. It's like, I'm gonna go. I'm out. I got things to do. But you know, you can't stump us. You know, you cannot stump us. We're gonna make it happen. I think that's it. I think that's everything. I have nothing else to say. Does anybody else have anything else to say?
Stay warm. It is cold.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes,
is very,
please stay
very
warm.
cold.
And next week we hope that when we come back, we'll have a couple more weeks of sports with Sam. And I think that's really all we have. Stay warm again, and stay warm some more.
This podcast is a U.S. Army Garrison Fort Hood and Fort Hood Public Affairs production. The show's theme music is written and produced by Delicious All-Stars. All our music is obtained through Filter by Songtrader. Have a question or want to share some insights with us? Email us at forthoodpao@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at USAG Fort Hood. And as always, be sure to leave a review and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.